to the Flow Show with Kelly and Michelle, and we're here to talk all things lymphatic for you guys. We love having you on here. We love just teaching you things that we do in our everyday life. So this week remember last week we had talked about makeup, and we're talking about prevention because we want to do things that are preventative, and we want to not wait until the body's screaming us to do something about it. And so this week we are leading on up again to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so we're giving you guys some tips and tricks that you can do because we don't want that to happen to any of us. It's just a big no-no. And so we are here to help you guys. We're going to talk about stress in this video. I'm going to give you one of my neat little, very quick ways to alleviate some stress. And so is Kelly. She's going to teach me, and I'm going to teach her as we do this together.
And we're really hopeful it has something to do with the guitar that's hanging behind Michelle. I keep waiting for her to break out in song for us to get us all really relaxed. But I don't know if that's going to happen today.
Actually, part of my therapy. That's my music therapy back here, being a musician and getting into that and having that vibration going. And we should do a flow show on vibration.
We should. I just got my son a conga, and it was on one, he wanted it so bad, and I was like, another musical instrument that we're going to buy that you're not playing. But I was like, oh, I'll get you a conga on one condition. We share it.
Oh, yes.
And so we've been drumming and playing and enjoying that vibration together. It's been a lot of fun. And that you're right, that is a pastime of mine. I love listening to music. I don't play music very often, but drumming, that vibration, I found myself sitting there for hours just drumming. It's wonderful and very relaxing, very stress relieving.
Yes. So if you play a musical instrument and you've not played it in a long time, you should probably get it out now. It's time.
It is time. And music is healing. You know, vibration is healing and takes away stress, right? I mean, as a mom, instinctually, when our baby is stressed, what do? We pick them up and we do this.
You're exactly right.
Thing. Or we bounce and we get into a vibration. So I know it's a guilty pleasure of mine, but the darn Grey's Anatomy show, one of my favorite things about it is when they dance it out. Like they get so stressed, what do? They dance it out. And again, it's a vibration. Very good point, Michelle. I know you were talking about stress. Go and talk about stress. And I think your point about vibration.
Vibration is huge.
Is your vibration of stress vibrates at a certain level. Harmony of health vibrates at a certain level. And these can be measured in megahertz. There is a book out there called Power versus Force, and you can read on the scale of what emotion is vibrating at certain levels in the megahertz, right?
Absolutely.
So sadness, anger, crying, shame, these are on the lower level. The upper level is joy and happiness and nirvana and all the good emotions, right? And in the middle are the neutral ones. So we want to climb that scale of vibration. What a frequency is a vibration. So if we find ourselves down in the slums of stress and anger and
it's a low vibration, it's not healing.
Bring that vibration up. Playing music brings that vibration up. Classical music or lighter music. I don't know if Iron Maiden, in all honesty, I know some people like Iron Maiden, but I don't know if that's going to bring up your vibration to a higher level. Maybe, I don't know, that's not my expertise. But I would say that changing your tone, changing your frequency input into the system is going to change the output, because energy is never destroyed, it's never created, it's just exchanged. So if I'm vibrating here and I bring in a new vibration, whether that's a musical note from this beautiful guitar or a piano or a drum or classical music on the radio or my kids singing a silly song, it's going to bring my vibration up, because we always go towards the higher vibration. That's a natural affinity towards the highest vibration,
which automatically affects your lymphatic system, which is we know is basically your immune system. So all those vibrations come back and they affect your lymphatic system. So that brings it up, and that helps that river, that lymph, to flows more fluid. It gets out more trash. It dumps. And that's what we want, being in this prevention state that we're in right now over these next few videos. We want to have that higher vibration. You can put in, if you're feeling that low vibration, if you are actually dealing with an illness right now and you start putting in something that's going to raise your vibration, you're going to feel a difference. You're going to actually feel better, and your healing process is going to go faster.
So there's a lot of frequencies that you can get for free on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Healing frequencies. Some of them are 9 hours, some are 3 hours, and they're all free. And just type in healing frequencies, and it'll show you all the different megahertz that are healing. You can get your own personal frequency done at locations like ours where we have Sound of Soul.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go. Bring that frequency up a little bit, Michelle. You need more frequency of Michelle there. There we go. It's nice and bright now.
Lighting in here.
But that frequency, that vibration, remember, our lymph doesn't move unless we move. And when the frequency occurs, and we used to use a technology that just primarily used a vibrational, acoustic vibration to stimulate the lymph. And sometimes, I know you probably do the same thing, I'll tickle my client a little bit here to create goosebumps to get that lymphatic to flow in this area. That creates that vibration. That vibration creates movement. Lymph only moves when we move. Right. So if there's a new vibration of input into the system, the body has to respond to that wave. It's got to move with that move. We move, our lymph moves, we feel better.
Yes.
One thing that I do to de-stress, quick, easy. Ready? And then on the out, you got to do it. What in life can you take seriously when you do that? And you wear a mask.
Laugh at us.
Yeah, if they're just hopping onto the video, they're like, what are these two ladies doing?
What are they doing? Do it with us.
And Michelle and I see this all the time. People come in, they're like, and we're
yes.
like, how are you? They're like, we're great. We're great. We're like, well, maybe you should lower your shoulders and we could see your neck a little bit. And then we know if you're doing great because you're relaxed. This is not relaxed.
Yes.
This is relaxed. So by forcing the muscles to do that and over again, you're in giving them the input to calm down, And you're like increasing the tightness and the stress, and then you're bringing it all out. And with it, you do and that relaxes all the muscles in the jaw. And if we're going to talk about stress, you got to de-stress this area.
We're de-stress. Yes, right there.
So prevention. I feel myself stressed. I feel myself wound up. I'm about to walk into my house. I'm about to walk into this big meeting. I'm about to see whoever. I'm going to do 5 of these.
Yes. Before you go to some place that you don't want to be at.
Right. And now I've taken multiple steps to tell my body I honor it. I understand how it feels, and I'm going to shift its energy and feel a different way and de-stress a little bit. So my lymph system has to let go of less later on because I don't take as much on.
Exactly. Right? Get those main drains going and all that.
Yes. That's right. It just so happens to be right in the main drain area.
I love it.
Good point.
So the stress technique that I've been using for the past 2 weeks, and I'm loving it because I can actually feel the stuff moving here. So just do this with me. We're going to take our fingers and we're going to press in here. Now we know that working with lymphatics is very, very light. This one is not. Use pressure, okay? So we're just going to slide it over to the temples. And then remember to breathe when you're doing this. You inhale and exhale. And then we're going to come up here because we hold a lot of lymph here. And we're just going to slide out, press in, good pressure, and slide out a couple inches and just start working your way back.
Oh, this is so funny. If you had asked me to do this even 4 days ago, I would have freaked out.
Yep, and press all the way, good pressure too. You can feel it tingling.
Oh, that feels so good. It like pulls that governing conception vessel away from the fascia.
And then back from the neck, because we're affecting a lot of meridians here, and pull it all the way to the side and just work your way down the neck all the way to the side, and then hang. We're going to hang for a second, a lot of pressure, and you want to breathe in with me, and breathe out through the mouth, and then bring it to the heart center. And that gets everything moving. It gets
I feel that.
It's wide. It feels good.
Turn my heat on. I started to sweat. My lymph started to move.
Really it does. You're working with a lot of energy system when you do just that simple technique, and it'll rev you up. It de-stresses you, but it kind of It gives you a lot of focus.
It's bringing in that cranial sacral system that we were talking about earlier from
the last show. Yes,
really
watch the last show. If you didn't get that, watch the last show.
Yeah, and we just talked about it because we're going to start to incorporate more of this in our work, to take that cranial sacral system with the fascial system, with the lymphatics, and bring them all together, because that is the autonomic nervous system. If there's nothing, it's the cerebral spinal fluid and where it flows to and where it's holding in all the emotions to get it to come out, and all the toxins. And this movement that she had us do, I literally have been adamantly opposed to that movement for 23 years until I did this fascia work this weekend. And I literally was like, I just told the story. I'm like, I don't like people to push on my head. I don't like people to pull my hair. You know how a lot of chiropractors, massage therapists will touch you here, push down your head and do muscle testing. I'm always like, don't do that move, because I had compression fractures in the car accident.
That's right.
And I was pushed down and I lost 2 inches in height. So I'm a little sensitive about that. Plus I have a huge scar in my head. So we released my scar in a little bit more in a different way this weekend. And I literally requested to be pushed down, pushed in, and had my hair pulled all at the same time.
Wow.
And it de-stressed me in a way I couldn't even imagine. And you just like brought it back for me when you did this, because it's getting that cranial system and bringing that brain cycle and allowing your head to expand and compress. Because for those of you that don't know, within the lymphatic, the cerebral spinal fluid, and the fascia system, there's an undulation that's always going through the body that's like this. And our fascia, our lymph rather, should flow with it. It's all about flow, people. It's all about flow. There should be this undulation all the time in the body. We're not stagnant.
We should not be stagnant.
Right. Even as I do this, the earth is moving.
Exactly. And you feel it.
So we are not stagnant beings. And my body is moving within this and making minor corrections. And we should all make major shifts, just like Michele just taught us. That was beautiful. Everybody's feeling less de-stressed. I feel it. Or less stressed, rather, not de-stressed.
I did not realize that you had not been able to do that.
It is just funny that today is the day that we're talking about this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do that. It feels so good.
It does feel good, and you'll feel the tingling, and that is your lymphatics moving, and it's like bringing about communication into the whole body now.
Absolutely, because it speaks with the cerebral spinal fluid, and the brain cycle is all entangled with the lymphatics. Oh,
I love it. I love it. And we have classes coming up, and we'll be having classes in Pennsylvania. I just know it. So you can look on our websites. We'll put links. And Kelly, do you have anything going on up there that you want anybody to know about? Anything?
We have so much going on. I don't really. The podcast, the Beats podcast.
Yes.
So you can find the Beats podcast now on Apple, as well as Spotify, as well as on our Not Meds website. We have the first 5 on Spotify. We've done 14 episodes. We've gotten a lot of great feedback. I really ask you all to share this, get the information out there, and get ready, because there's a big change happening at our clinic, and a big change happening with the message that I am putting out there from the perspective of I'm no longer, believe it or not, I've been holding my tongue. I'm no longer going to be holding my tongue.
I love it. I love it. And share the Flow Show with whoever needs it, especially right now, because we are in this whole preventative thing, and it's coming into Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we need people to get this information, because there's so many out there that's searching. They're hurting. There's things going on that they don't know how to deal with, and they don't have answers. We can help them. Just one little nugget can help somebody. So share the Flow Show.
It's a good point. And if the Flow Show isn't enough, then you can go to the Biological Medicine Masterclass that starts on September 17th. It's going to be able to be purchased. I know this show will come out just after that started, but it'll still be going on for an entire week. And it's experts from across the globe that are teaching you about the concepts and the science of biological medicine, and the lymphatics and the fascia have their own pieces in that. And they're absolutely promoting the Flow Show within that, because they know that the biological medicine piece is so different than functional medicine. We want you guys to get the information.
Good. Awesome. All right. Very good.
Thank you, Michele.
For joining us.
We'll see you on the Flow Show. Keep it flowing.
Keep it flowing.